I don't know why I did that. Put the yields up. I don't know why. I'm trying out Streamlabs because I'm tired of logging in and out of this for my streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So I'm going to use Streamlabs for streaming on YouTube and this for streaming on Twitch. But recording, I'll just use OBS. I really don't understand. I know I keep saying this over and over, but I really just don't grasp the concept of how you can have software from years ago. Let's get another merchant out while I'm at it. I really need another city. Anyway. Let's get another merchant. Oh, I have one going out there. Okay, never mind. But I don't grasp the concept of how I had software for years that could switch between one platform and another seamlessly, no logging in, no logging out. I could record, it would lower the volume of the game when I spoke at a certain level. And even that wasn't foolproof or flawless, because there would be times when my mic volume didn't go higher. I still need a better mic. But it wouldn't go higher than the game, and you could barely hear what I was saying anyway, but it was for brief periods of time. But even so, it makes my head spin that it's going to take you that long. Jeez. You have new production. Maybe I should do that. Do that, and then we'll grow you to the mountains. Get some more production. Because your production is pathetic. I have to get to 2. I was thinking was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon when I was streaming. I still have a shit ton of money. Why am I not spending my money? Spend the money, man. Let's go. This is ridiculous. But I was streaming yesterday and I said to myself, Oxford!
Anything at Oxford, but dream and remember.
I will not go a game without you. It's not going to happen. William Butler Yeats. Okay. Steam engine. I didn't want just steam engine, but whatever. Complete board, turns, you get ship of the line, you get... I do not need to... Alrighty, where is the port? I want electricity first. I want a laboratory. I need science. I have a wild card. What do I want to do? Wonders. We'll get civic masteries quicker. Well, let's buy that. Do I have another wonder available? Hermitage. Okay, cool. That'll help. So, what do you say you buy an ironworks? Make that happen quicker. And a military academy, because I have all this money that's just sitting idle doing jack shit. Over the armor, yeah. And now, what do you say to Hermitage? Good to me. And there's my ship of the line. And now, let's get some more production. There we go. Only 69. 69. Okay, anyway. Let's get ourselves a settler here. Yeah, so I could get a settler here, and I can get a settler here. And I do get enough population growth. Have I already sent you... Come on. Yes. Yeah, more of that. Happen quicker. Why don't you get an ironworks? Eh? How about that shit? And then let's go with a... This has a lot of good, valuable resources here. Kinda. Maybe. But I would like to settle though. That's the key. So as I was saying, I'm comfortable with recording and everything on OBS. I've gotten familiar with it. It's not saying much because it sucks, but I've gotten familiar with it. The one thing I could say about Streamlabs is, from what I can tell, I didn't have to go through all of the trouble I had to with OBS to get the same quality. The chip of the line can go here. Right now we're just building up. You know that Frederick's going to start a war. That is as done a deal as you can conjure up. Do I have another independence that I haven't discovered yet? Or just popped up recently, because we need as many scientific advancements as we can. The plan is still militaristic. I'm realizing, as I've been playing this game for 10,000 hours, that... Oh, I don't think I sent you anything. I did not. Alright, we gotta get a settler out here, too. Need more influence. Why don't you get an ironworks? Okay. And a sawmill. Need all that gold we can get. Now, I'm not broke now, but I'm certainly not where I was. Yeah, I don't think I sent you anything, did I? Oh, no, I already know I didn't send you anything. Didn't I have a merchant going out here? I haven't found a Hatshepsut settlement. And therein lies the issue. Now, I can get more trade capital, or room, I should say, from everybody else, seeing as how he gets to... Oh, shit. I will... Okay, I definitely want to settle that. I could... well, no, yeah, this would be better. Let's go that way. More room to grow. But don't I have a merchant somewhere? I should. Unless I'm getting the game confused. I could be getting the game confused. Probably didn't get another merchant. Let's increase my trade relations. Let me try to... Let me send something to you. And win you over. Might get another settlement here. But... that was a mighty blast. So is that, bitch. I need more influence, as I was saying. So, like I was telling you, I have realized the Grand Canyon!
The veins of the world.
That we have to really utilize the skills of our leaders and our settlements or civilizations. And what I mean by that is, this is a militant type. So what I should have been doing this whole time is just building an army and taking land. That's what I should have been doing. But instead I sit idle and I just keep trying to build up science first. I gotta steal the science. This isn't a scientific. Now, well, with Throne Thrak, she is a scientific as well. But a scientific militaristic, meaning use your science boosts to kill people. That's what it comes down to. And for whatever reason, I'm still apprehensive. Now, if you watch my streams and what have you, you'll notice that most of the time, I'm always so far behind, and she's already at war. All right, whatever. Let's be at war. Who are we fighting? Who are we fighting? I don't have... yeah, I don't have that many. Frederick! Sounds good to me. Now I call war on you, motherfucker. And that gives me a celebration. And I can take down your walls even faster. Sorry. That's not gonna happen though. This many wars? No, not like that. You just gave me an excuse to fight Frederick, even though he is higher in terms of science per turn than I am. Where's my celebration? I called war on him. Maybe I didn't call war on him specifically. I think I have enough scientific advancement, though. I could stay at war with him and just defend until I get an ideology. But he has outlasted me in every way. Let's get those walls. Let's get a fishing quay. I guess there, because it can pour out. Walls. Let's get the mandatory building. I'll hold off on that to make you a hub town. That puts me at 72.5. Let's try to get more trade. Beloved Harriet. And let's buy a merchant. What the hell happens here? I turn my back 1 second and something else explodes. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this. Because he is a coming. These are all medieval? Okay. I could get 1 or 2 explorers, specifically so that I can build up the science somewhat. Let's wait. I caught him by surprise, kinda. He's already fighting Ibn Battuta. Let's go to Washington. Okay. And you're going to settle there. And we're going to get some coal. And get some of that. We're going to buy ourselves defensive fortifications. A granary. A brickyard. A saw pit. You know the routine. Stone cutters are still pretty cheap. Sawmills. Okay, now I'm broke. So, you are also going to be a whole battalion. Okay. Now we're at 79 per turn. It's not bad. Let's save up. See, I gotta... When it comes to the characters that are not militaristic, I'm usually really good with them. When it comes to the characters that are, I'm usually not really good with them. Did I send a merchant out to you? Because I know I can't find any of your settlements. So... Whatever the case. So, I was beginning a conversation with myself, more or less, because... May I complain again, YouTube has stunted my growth and stopped people from knowing I'm posting videos. But I was presenting an issue that has arisen, and one of the things that has been talked about here is that the company Firaxis, which creates this series of games, has hit hard times. Now, the problem with that in perspective is the United States likes to lay people off, and in fact, we just found out that I'll receive an artifact. Got a few becoming electricity is now done. A bit more culture. Okay, and you are now available. I don't know where you popped up from. Okay, let's get the laboratory. And what bothers me about it is, as I was saying, it happens all the time. Right? That's the United States. That's what the United States does. But what bothers me about this is, Civilization VII is a really good game. Now, when I say it's a really good game, what I mean is fundamentally, foundationally. See, these are aspects that the internet doesn't really want to pay attention to. When it comes to the fundamental, foundational definition of terms like fun, it's like beautiful, I've said this before, there are specific, fundamental, foundational elements that make it a universally acceptable concept. When I speak to people about games or about movies, I'm giving you the fundamental, foundational aspects. Whether or not I like it is not what's being discussed. Why is that wall not finished? Why is that not fixed? Should be fixed. So I am not giving you an opinion. I'm giving you a fact based on what is foundationally, fundamentally acceptable. Okay? Because I am being, or at least trying to be, the mature adult here. My opinion doesn't matter if I consider myself a critic. Now, if I want to consider myself a fan, my opinion is still my own. It doesn't matter in the overall grand scheme of things, because I am not speaking as a fan when I am trying to give a broad statement based on a piece of work. There have been a lot of complaints from the influencers of this title and Civilization as a whole, and I'll give them this. They introduced me to the series. It's what I talk about when I mention Silksong and Hollow Knight, how I'm just not into them because I watch people play them and I don't see anything interesting. And I'm sure that they are enjoyable in some way, shape, or form. But I just don't find them to be interesting. See, that's the difference. I am conceding that there is a good possibility that I would see value, that I do see value in the enjoyment of a game that I just have no interest in. I have no interest in the game because I just don't have any interest in the game. That doesn't mean that I immediately dismiss it as a bad game, because I can tell that it's not a bad game. I can tell there are entertaining elements as to what entertainment is. In a, let me repeat, fundamental, foundational aspect of what fun is accepted as. This game is probably not the most polished, and it didn't come out in the best condition. But even from the very beginning, it was still a fun, enjoyable game. It was challenging, it still is, especially with the computer getting yields like fucking Ibn Battuta and Himiko. It's thought-provoking, and it's not trying to be anything more than what it is. A very nice-looking, somewhat realistic game in some ways and fantastical in others. But it has never been a bad game. Heritage!
Chaotic, but the collector's passion borders on the chaos of memories.
It's Civilization, it just changed up the mechanics a little bit, as most games should. Because if they just made Civilization 6 again, then people would complain, oh, they didn't do anything new. So they took a little bit of a chance, and I am totally and utterly behind companies that have a tried and true concept, but take a little bit of a chance. I love it. It's great. It's what you do. It's how you evolve. It's how gaming evolves. It's how it works, folks. If you don't take chances, you don't get great games. You don't evolve. As a gaming company, you never evolve. You never get better. You never alter your course. You simply go the same path over and over and over again. And therein lies the problem. So as I said, if they just made 6 again, only made the people look a little bit more realistic, people would complain that it was just 6 again. And don't forget, too, the same people that are complaining about this game would be the first to tell you that 5 is better than 6. Be the first to tell you that 4 was the best out of all of them. So now Firaxis not only has to keep up with the changing times of gaming itself as a whole, but also with the nerds that keep complaining about things that just weren't what they used to be. Well, nothing's ever going to be what it used to be. But the reason why I brought up the concept of layoffs is, as I've said, the United States does layoffs. This is what the United States is all about. They put up a high price, they send their servants out to do the dirty work, and then when it doesn't happen in the manner in which they would prefer or demand that it happens, well, we got to get rid of people. We didn't hit that high watermark. So it was your fault, not ours. Fuck yourselves. We rushed you, we made you do this, we made you do that, we sullied your name and all that, but you didn't give us what we wanted, so now you got to take a walk. And layoff is just another term for fired. Now, I am sure that they didn't get rid of the key members of the staff and whatever. I'm sure they didn't tell the big-named developers or architectures or whatever, hey, you got to go. But at the same time, they had to get rid of people, and I can't help but imagine that the main reason is because Firaxis, who, by the way, I'm not here to defend a corporation. That's not what I'm here to do. But Firaxis as a company was undermined by the so-called influencers that they allowed early access to the game. They allowed people to play it before it came out, people to enhance their channel growth before anyone else could do it. They had tournaments and everything already. They've done what they could with these individuals just so that these individuals can say the game's not any good, when the game is fundamentally, foundationally, perfectly fine. If you're going to do this right in front of my face, I'm going to have to destroy you. To the laboratory. So to me, what it sounds like is somebody who is typically grateful for all the things that I'm given. For me, what it sounds like is, it sounds like somebody invited you or these individuals into their home for some tea and scrumpets, and yeah, I know, that's what I'm yeah, I know. Okay. Wow, really? Okay, turn 37, here we are. More gold, please. Cheaper buildings. But you got invited to someone's house, they cooked you dinner, they gave you a nice meal and everything, and you said, yeah, but I didn't like the chips, so it sucked. It's terrible. And you tell everybody that. You have all these people watching and obsessing over your every move and every thought and every concept. And then you shrug your shoulders when it doesn't work out. People are still making videos. Is it any good? No. How is this not a good game? They even made an update mentioning one of the influencers by name, saying this is for them specifically. And now some people will make it seem as though that was the undoing, was the fact that they did too much for these influencers. Well, maybe you're right. But here's another problem I have. It's this stat, because they're all about analytics, these geeks that are destroying everything in society. This stat about Steam play hours, dude, this game's on multiple platforms. Steam play hours doesn't mean anything now. I don't really have anything. That I love. It's not like 5, it's a whole bunch of different avenues and different venues. It's the Switch. It's the Switch 2. It's PlayStation. It's a bunch of them. It's not just one. It's not just computer. Let's keep going with maneuver. Let's get those elements. And I think Helsinki, you need to bolster your military a bit. What do you think? As I was saying, I can shoot. Oh shit, that's right, Prussia. Oh shit. This is not the person to start a war with, man. We've seen it. We've seen Prussia. We know what Prussia can do. Prussia gets +1 combat strength against all the different people that don't like them. It's an incredible concept. It is just, they are way too strong. Hurry up. Hurry up, go away. See, I was just very, very disappointed in how, well, I don't want to say disappointed, but I was just turned off by how so many of these guys can be like, oh yeah, I'm a big, and one of the people said they don't know what Civ is. I'm sorry, the person that created Civ, it's like these numbnuts. Well, George Lucas can know what Star Wars is. George Lucas created Star Wars. How does he not know what Star Wars is? He created the fucking thing. Maybe you don't know what it is. But yeah, I was really turned off by that. I can't stand how you've been harping on this game. You've been killing this game. And the game is good, man. The game is fundamentally, foundationally good. And yeah, I probably shouldn't be fighting you. Probably shouldn't be doing this, man. Not unless I am far beyond you in terms of production, science, whatever. I probably should not be fighting you right now. We'll just keep everybody in tow. But I wanted to say that yesterday. I brought it up, and I'm just really, really disappointed. And once again, the online nerds ruin everything. And then they complain that it's ruined. Still have a lot of money, you know, reason not to buy things and build up. It's that. Get a deporta. There is one here that would have to get rid of fishing boats. I don't really think I want to do that right now. Alright, especially since I only have one land tile. Alright, back in a sec. So, I would have to make a very interesting decision when it comes to my ideology. And the reason is because Harriet Tubman is at the fascist angle. I do not want really to fight with her. Frederick is at no angle. It really comes down to what Frederick's better. But whatever it is, I'm going to make enemies, and those enemies are going to fight. Are going to fight me. So I have to keep that into consideration. When are you guys going to become my city-states?
The memory of...
Social question. Go away now. Yeah, what do you do? Okay, so let's get that. Still haven't gotten a merchant to her yet? I thought I was sending somebody, but obviously I'm wrong. Could buy a museum. I don't really need one right now. Let's get a merchant. I don't know... Well, yeah. She'll get an ideology. God, do I need some culture per turn, man. I went for civic masteries for no reason because I'm not going for them right now. But one thing about this game that is better than previous ones is, if we're doing this whole thing about age transitions, right? Civilization 6, the differentiation in game style and gameplay comes down to, there we go. Do I want, yeah,
The beauty.
okay, that was a mastery of that I didn't need. I could get the Battersea power station. And I think I will. Let's go get that. That would give me more happiness. Let's get that 6 production spot. Let's see. Okay. You do need an ironworks. The next explorer shouldn't be too expensive. Should be about what I need. Or what I have, I should say. Let's go with E. So one of the elements about this game that I do... Fuck, it is that expensive. Whatever. Wait till next turn. That's it. Go away. One of the aspects is even when you're playing 6, it really becomes a race to the highest technological advances. Getting wonders and everything is always a problem when you're facing deity, but you want to get to that point of advancement technologically that you can have your modern, if you're a modern civilization units or whatever units change the gameplay from one civilization to another. Because most of the time, if you're talking about the great ones of the past, their unique units and different play style more or less predicates itself on the early game. With this one, because you have different civilizations throughout the course of history, and hey, listen, I'm playing Ashoka. These are his lands, man. Right? Like, it's pretty much India. And it evolves. And you get different units, and you get different concepts, and it changes the gameplay, replay value. So then you see how each leader changes the concept of the game itself and the play aspect of it as well throughout the course of these different ages. Whereas in a lot of these real-time strategy games, whereas I talk about, we call this a turn-based strategy game, a lot of them focus specifically on let me get what it is. I could get an ironworks though. Specifically on, well, you evolved faster. Okay. Well, this doesn't matter. You start from ground zero every age. Now, the computer has always got the advantage on your ass. That's just the way that goes. But for the most part, the game is very inviting to all styles and all types of players because you can do things like independence, which have immediate effect. And you don't have to play this game of footsie or whatever with the computer or the opposition where they can take your suzerain or the city-state your suzerain of, you could take it back, and you have to wait for any kind of delegates, envoys that pop up when you get a mastery of some kind or unlock a culture, whatever. You have more control over it. And that's the thing that I appreciate about this game more than the other ones. You have more control. Do I want ranged combat? Do I want... Combat strength for infantry would help. Get +1 on that. I'm going to need that against him. Now it's time to save up my gold. Artifact. Going to stop it to explode. So they're here specifically to just get more culture per turn. Where are the artifacts? Said there are 2 here. Up, zip, zip. Bolster your military, will you? We're fighting for ideologies. Damn it. So you get to that point where you play as a civilization. You say, oh, okay, this is what they do. And then from there you go, all right, well, let's see how so-and-so works with them. Let's see how or you could just go pure chalk. But there are options there. You know, for instance, when I play as a Chepsut, I always use Egypt. When I play as Augustus, I always use Rome. And I don't like using anybody else but them for those civilizations. Every now and then I'll use somebody else for Egypt, but typically it's just her. I really need culture. And I'll take that artifact. There's one more and I know where it is. Let's see. I gotta get to the... Oh, I haven't unlocked that yet. Sorry. Let's get another merchant out. Ironwork should be good. But like, for instance, with Harriet Tubman or Frederick or Machiavelli, I mean, you can go Machiavellian Rome, but why? You can go with Greece, because it fits more him. Even Batuta, who are you going to pick? There's so many wild cards here. So many variables. And that's one of the things I love about this game. Now, I'm not going to play this game as much as the year progresses, as the Switch 2 gets more, thanks for doing that, gets more of a release window from all these different games or whatever that were introduced. They keep talking about this. I still haven't found one of our settlement. Whatever. About this Nintendo Direct that still hasn't been announced yet. And I keep trying to say, guys, this is the thing. Because of the fact that Nintendo did up the ante in the processing power department, all these games are going to come out. Capcom, more or less, I can get another settlement out here, really. Capcom, more or less, has said in so many ways that they are going to include Nintendo in everything. Square Enix... See, this is another problem with people that act as if they are experts in a specific subject matter. Listen, video games are not my life, all right? I play them for you guys. Some of them I enjoy. I've been playing video games for a very long time. It's a niche enjoyment that I have an appreciation for. It's nothing more than that. It shouldn't be anything more than that. People that want to make it into fucking art or whatever, I mean, I'm sorry, I can have this conversation with you to the end of time. They're not supposed to, whether or not you take them as something as serious and is influential and inspiring as art, that's up to you. That's not what they're meant to be. They're called games. A painting is art. A movie's supposed to be art. Music's supposed to be art. These are forms of expressions from people that are meant to be at a higher level of thought than most others that can come up with problems and solutions to what's wrong with society or philosophical depth to the meaning of life and all this shit, and can be entertaining as well as influential in a positive way. There we go. I should go with flight. I'm gonna need it. Alright, so I do want to kind of go here, but let's go here. Let me get that oil. Woo! Time to change that oil. That's what art's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a a couple of really good actors acting out a shitty-ass dialogue of some fucking pretentious developer's personal interest. That's not what art is, all right? I'm sorry to tell you that. I know the United States is way too liberal on everything but how humans live, but that is a very irresponsible and culturally detrimental idea that art is just what the creators. No, that's not. No. Once more, fundamentals, foundations. There are complete cromulent explanations as to what art really is. Okay. Video games ain't it. Sorry to tell you. They're not supposed to be. So if you're playing a game that says a story or whatever, you might want to back away. Because you're not going to have a good time. You could be inspired by it, but that's all well and good. You're not going to have a good time, and universally people would have a problem with it. I'm sorry to tell you that. Universally, this is why Nintendo Switch won the so-called console wars, running away with it, because of the fact that people just got tired with all this stupid movie shit and just wanted to play games again. Nintendo gives you games. And if you want those artsy-fartsy type wannabe movie games, they have a couple of them too. And they're going to get more. So in short, Square Enix sucks. But whatever the case, these companies, they want to sell their product. People are buying Switch 1s and Switch 2s, more so than any other console. Sony is pretty much got its foot in the grave. Microsoft has the PC thing, so they don't really have to worry about Xbox, because Xbox has never really sold. The 360 kind of revolutionized online play, so that did sell. But not as much as Nintendo or Sony consoles sell. I do want an opera house. It's time to get the opera houses. Over the university... Yeah, I'll get +2 science out of that. And you're gonna have to wait. I still haven't gotten there. I want to put you around here somewhere. But Capcom itself is just pretty much indebted to Nintendo, because the original Nintendo Entertainment System, it was like a Capcom hub. And on top of that, there was a Japanese gentleman's agreement years ago involving, I think, Resident Evil 4. That was supposed to be an exclusive on Nintendo's GameCube. That a new president or developer, director, whatever, completely flubbed. And because of that, Capcom is more or less like begging Nintendo to put every game on. And as I said, they want to sell their games, so I want more. Okay, combustion gets mastered. I still have to. You jumped the gun. You beat me to it, you motherfucker. I still have to upgrade you guys, so let's do that. Well, there's not really much here to upgrade. Let's just do this. So, like, even this improvement, you never had this before, where you can upgrade a group of people, or a group of units as opposed to just one at a time. You are tank or land ships now. But my guns haven't improved yet. My boats have. So that's good. They're dreadnoughts now. Okay. Still have to get another merchant. Let me get some more trade relations. Not with you. With you. And we'll do some local festivaling. For some reason I can never get happiness like these guys can. I can never get a lot of things like these guys can. And I am totally looking at my gameplay style and saying, all right, I'm missing something. And as I was saying, the main reason why is because of the fact that... Navigable River. Because of the fact that I don't just go to war. I really gotta stop. What I would think... This is why you don't want to watch the influencers, because they get the easy journalist version of the game. But I think that my initial concept is right to just get like one settlement. To found one settlement, maybe two. is that one main settlement could be the capital itself. Can be the one that builds the wonders and everything. And the other one can build the units and just go to fucking town on people. Meet them, be negative with them, and go to town. Can it be 3 wonders in one video? You got that right, puppy. Another reason why, and I can say it all the time. If you're new to my videos, one of the reasons why I love the modern age, I can get wonders up the fucking ass, man. Even Batuta just suddenly doesn't like me anymore. We were in an alliance, and now he just suddenly doesn't like me anymore. I want to get that defensive fortification on that destroyed
You asked me once if I remembered
wall.
noticing. And now I do.
Yeah, I already know. Oh yeah, let me. What's up? Alright, Battersea Power Station, we get production. Every time I produce a naval unit there, I get 2 of them. Now, is there a place I can produce a naval unit here? Is that even possible? Probably not. Oh, shit. Are you serious? Who? Nobody. You're wrong. You're lying. You're lying through your teeth and out your ass. So, is it fascism time? Do I go with fascism? Which sold itself as a little bit of left and a little bit of right. No, it was all right, baby. It was all right side. There was nothing left about it. People, it's such a shame that people of all walks of life have no idea what liberalism really is supposed to mean. Liberalism is supposed to mean that you let people live and let live. It's not supposed to institute or force anything. And I find it hilarious when you hear about these countries that went left, or so they claim, and then immediately what they do is they denounce the church. What's that got to do with being left? Shouldn't you allow that? Okay, so you got that. The military academy. The best one being... Yeah, that's fine. I don't have to build over anything. But really what it means is, yeah, do whatever you want. That's liberalism. When you have liberal parents, they let their kids do whatever they want, which is what these parents pretty much are. They're just forcing their so-called liberal beliefs on these kids. They're not allowing them to learn on their own or utilizing the school industry to do it for them, to teach them. Then again, school in the United States is so fucking dumbed down, it's pathetic. I'm definitely going to lose this game. There's no other way around it. There has to be a miracle that crops up out of nowhere. And all the gold in the world is going to pay it off. Well, you just picked that one up out of nowhere. Should probably get another city somewhere. Gotta build walls on my little pieces of land, though. Alright, so political theory has now been unlocked. At this stage, it comes down to who do I want to go with?
The one who adapts his policy.
Do I want to side with Harriet Tubman at the behest of Xerxes and Himiko? Now, Xerxes and Himiko are both a lot stronger than Harriet Tubman overall. So I believe I do want to go with democracy. Because democracy will keep me from getting killed by them. I would prefer not fighting her. But we're going to go with democracy, and then I'm going to take on my own civics. Maybe even master natural history. But I really need some fucking culture, man. This is pathetic. I'm making enough money that I can buy a cultural building every turn, so that's pretty good. Now, if only Frederick doesn't try to pull a new angle of like, yo, I'm going to totally go democratic. Or not pick anything at all. Let's get a museum up here. Let's do that. The Opera House would also make a big impact. One of you should be a city, though. And I'm thinking you. It would be expensive, but it would make sense. Possibly it makes sense. Ow. Now, Harriet and I are still in an alliance, which could help. I don't need a launch. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do that. Any wonders that would be of interest to me? Do I set up? Yes. That is very interesting to me. Opera House is now done. Let's go with a Porta. Shipyard works for me. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty well aware of that. Thank you. I still can't find one of hers. Hold on. Hold on. Let's try to keep this going, even though it's probably not long for this world. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Oh, right. You're communist, so you're not going to be happy at all. By happy at all, I mean happy with me. I'm sure what these rich people have done to communism, the communists are very happy. I love my production. There you are there. Let's just keep moving. Oh, I had the volume up. And yeah, that's enough for today. Be back on tomorrow. Let me just make sure I save. Sorry, I'm always trying to do 10 things at once, so I was putting together the thumbnail. Alrighty, folks. Be back on with more. And as I've said, if you have any combinations you'd like to see me go through, just let me know, because I have my plan for the next few series. Till then.